We want to classify quadrilateral EFGH given the following information. And the following information is the length of each side and the slope of each side. So let's take a look first at what we were given. What I like to do is just kind of draw a generic four-sided figure. Mine looks like a parallelogram, but it might not necessarily be that way. And then I am going to label EFGH. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to label my sides. So I'm going to see what the side lengths are. They aren't necessarily going to be in order, so that's why I really like to draw a picture and label. So EF is 4 square root 10. FG is the square root of 68. GH is also 4 square root 10. And HE is the square root of 68. So by looking at my picture, how it's labeled now, I can see that the opposite sides from each other are the same. So the square root of 68 is across from itself, and 4 square root 10 is also across from itself. So that leaves me with a couple choices. I'm narrowed down to the fact that this is either, it could be a parallelogram, because parallelograms have opposite sides that are equal, or it could be a rectangle. So I'm down to two choices. The difference between a parallelogram and a rectangle are the angle in the corner. If it's a rectangle, that means it's got right angles in the corner, and if it's not if it's a parallelogram, then it doesn't have right angles in the corner. So what I want to look for next is at my slopes. I want to see if the slopes that are of sides that are consecutive, so ones that form a corner, I want to see if those make a right angle. And right angle would mean that they're perpendicular. So we're looking to see if they are opposite reciprocals. So let's take a look at EF, which is this one here. That's my top line. And then FG. And let's see if they make a right angle. Because if they don't make a right angle, then automatically this has to be a parallelogram. So in order for these to be perpendicular to each other, they need to be opposite reciprocals. So if I take the number 1/3, and I take the reciprocal of it, it would be 3. And then if I made it opposite sign, it would be negative. That is not the same as the slope for FG. So this does not make a right angle, therefore it can't be a rectangle, and my answer is that this is a parallelogram.